Hi, my name is Mirtha.
And my name is Rose, and thank you for tuning in to Seaside with Jen's Mental Health Mondays.
Alright, we're going to be discussing some mental health questions in relation to our lives.
Just how we deal with mental health in general, and pretty much how we cope during stressful situations.
Alright, so I'll be the interviewer and I'll ask you the questions. The first questions we have is, what does mental health mean to you?
Mental health to me is just a general well-being, just being okay with yourself, being happy, being content, but also in situations where, sometimes things do get tough, it's realistic, just having healthy coping mechanisms during those times as well.
I do agree with you. I think sometimes, especially in America, people are so pressured to always be something else, so that's a big issue in our community,
especially with social media as well, and seeing other people having so much access to other people's lives and wanting to emulate them, but always stay true to yourself. I think that's very important.
Alright, so the next question is, what is your take on mental health? Which I guess we kind of covered a little bit.
Pretty much.
We'll elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, we pretty much describe what mental health is. I'm sure it means different things to different people, but I can agree that it is a good thing. Just being happy in general. Generally,
just, of course, taking that extra step, because kind of the society we live in the social media era. There's so much going on that you may not know what's going on with somebody else, and they're looking at your life thinking, oh, this person is living this beautiful life, when in fact it could not be that way at all.
Of course.
So the next question, I guess, is do we have any history of mental health in our family or with our friends?
I don't think I have any history of mental health issues. I know that of course I've had time when I've been extremely stressed, and I know that I have friends who've been pretty much stressed, especially that we are in our 20s, and this is a time when you're still trying to figure out life, trying to figure out who you are and who you want to be. Of course we usually have those times, but I think it's very important to always remember that you do come first. Be very radical about your mental health. If something is not making you happy, you just cut it off. And of course certain things like a job or things like that, you do have to take a step and think about it before you can, but don't procrastinate on taking care of yourself. Pretty much, if you need to get rid of that job and get a new job, if you have to go back to school, go ahead and do it. Usually it's scary to think about it, but when you take the step and you're proactive about it, you can look back and say, I can't believe I was in that place, and I can't believe how happy happy I am now. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that, because then at that point, I know being in a specific job, you think that's it for you, oh my gosh, if I quit this job, what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna be homeless. But it's never like that. There's always something better after, and especially if it's taking a toll on your mental health, you definitely want to get rid of that, because you don't want to be stuck in a place, a relationship, a job, or a life that you don't want.
Yeah.
You just have especially sometimes the place you're living in or the state. If you want to move, if that's what's gonna make you happy, do that. If you're gonna
give it a try, and sometimes it's not the answer, but at least you gave it a try, and you know
now that it's okay, it wasn't the right call, then move on. So our mental health status, I guess, did we answer how we cope?
I think I pretty much answered. It's about just putting yourself first and getting rid of anything that's not, benefiting you. So.
All right, thank you for coming.
Thank you for tuning in.